better on that one. All right, Lauren Bannister went with a 9.70 for the Falcons. A little bit of a leg separation on the way down, but other than that, height, elevation off the horse. dismount, gainer full, just a step on the landing. Other than that, a nice solid routine. They should be able to throw out that 8.975 that her teammate had scored, which is fine. That's why you have 6 routines, and that you can always drop one. So if somebody does fall or makes a mistake, you know that somebody else is going to be there to hopefully pick you up, and that 6 score might be able to drop the other ones. I personally do not understand how these girls can do it. The music in here is very loud, going nonstop, and having to focus on that 4-inch wide thing and do your routine with all this music going on and whatnot can be quite distracting, I think, but maybe they're used to it. Her giant full to double back flyaway was very good. Just that little hop on the landing. If she could have sucked that, I bet you she's going to have a very good score. All right, I believe we have an exhibitionist there over on bars from Central, Gabrielle Johnson. So again, exhibition. This is your chance to show your coaches that, yes, I can do it. I can be in the lineup if you need me. I'm ready. And also, it's very good practice for you. Interesting dismount. That was nice. Way to bring up the rear and finish strong with the exhibitionist. All right. This is Emily over on beam for Wisconsin-Oshkosh. Nice round off on the beam. Usually you do a round off into your dismount, but she did it on the beam. You don't see that very often. Beautiful leap series. Taking a deep breath as she's probably getting ready to do some kind of connection. Usually when you're ready to do something like that, it takes a little bit of energy, more so than just kind of dance. You have that deep breath, you take a second. Nice full turn. Stepping back, getting ready to dismount. We call that a Rudy. It's a 1.5 twist somersault. That was my dismount back in the late 80s, early 90s, called the Rudy. It was very nicely done. All right, I think that concludes our first rotation. So BGSU will move to bars. Central Michigan will move over to the beam, and Wisconsin-Oshkosh will move over to the floor. Looks like we have a tight race. So after the first rotation, BGSU went with a 48.8. All right. Another bar routine over there to finish up before they move to the next rotation. A little short on that handstand there. Just get ready for a big dismount, layout double flyaway. A little bit of pike down at the very end there. Overall, not bad. So 48.8 for BGSU on the vault, a 48.875 for the Chippewas on bars, and then the Titans went with a 48.075 on beam. That's a rather close race between the Falcons and the Chippewas. One of the higher scores for the Falcons on about that 48.80. Nicely done. Like I said, they're going to be moving on over to their next rotations. I talked about Central Michigan a little bit at the beginning, that they obviously are in the MAC with BGSU, and they have been pretty dominant in the MAC, I will have to say. Coming into the season right now, they are 4-3, and they're 2-0 or 2-0 in the conference. But they have won the MAC championship meet 16 years. So right now they are in the lead in terms of how many MAC championships they've taken home, and they've taken home 16. Last year's MAC champion happened to be Eastern Michigan. And And back when I was competing, Central Michigan and Kent were the two strong teams that we had to go up against, and they kind of went back and forth in battle between first and second. And then we were kind of in that third place running or whatnot. But this year, Ball State is going to host the Mid-American Conference Championships in late March. So that's a little bit of travel involved, but MAC Championships is a lot of fun because they do a lot of neat activities and things to get themselves ready for that particular championship and whatnot. So BGSU has dropped 6 in a row to Central Michigan. Unfortunately, they've won the last 6 years in a row. Our last victory, or the Falcons' last victory, was in 2018. And then last year in 2023, Central Michigan edged out BGSU 194.1 to 193.775, a very close margin. And the Falcons were actually leading going into the fourth rotation, and unfortunately 3 gymnasts fell off the balance beam, and therefore they had to count a score that had a fall involved, and they were not able to close out the meet, and Central Michigan took that meet. So I'm sure after that happened, they would definitely like to win this one against Central Michigan, but they are going to have to be spot on in terms of the fact you saw how close it was after the first rotation on vault and bars, so we'll see how bars and beam go and what happens there. But Central, like I said, has always been a very strong competitor in the Mid-American Conference. They continue to be tough, but I have a feeling, Carrie does a really nice job of getting her girls ready for competition. But sometimes no matter how much you prepare and how much you practice, nerves get in the way. And unfortunately, sometimes those can be your nemesis, nerves, or trying too hard because you want to do well. And sometimes you can't do that because you will over-rotate something, or you will, not do your skill like you know how to do it. You'll try to change it to make it better because it's a meet, but you need to do exactly what you do in practice in front of those judges. So whenever you practice, you should always obviously do your very best and whatnot, and get yourself mentally ready to compete. But once you get up there in front of those judges, sometimes something happens and it does something to your mind. And then sometimes you forget everything that you trained for. But I know that Carrie does a nice job of talking to her athletes prior to getting up on the events, especially on balance beam, and tries to calm you down one last time before you get up there. And that's a great strategy that the coaches do. But ultimately, it comes from inside, it comes from you. People often ask which event is the hardest to compete, and most people would say the balance beam because of the, it's 4 inches wide and whatnot, and they do some miraculous things up there. They tumble on the beam, which is unheard of. And then the skill that they most fall on or have problems with is the full turn, which is the little dance move. But I would not necessarily say that beam is the hardest. I have to say, my personal opinion, that uneven parallel bars, because the arm strength that it takes for you to do all of that, and the swinging and the grips, and it's crazy up there. And so I kind of feel like the uneven parallel bars, to me, is probably one of the hardest events, just because of that. It's the upper body, and you have to remember to be graceful, and point your toes and keep your legs together, but then also do these skills and grip the bar once you release it. Again, sometimes your grips get in the way, and so it's definitely, in my opinion, the hardest event. But I think it's also the prettiest to watch too, because some of the skills they do and whatnot are phenomenal. And to keep your toe point as you're swinging around like that, I like that. So BG is warming up on bars right now. And there's Wisconsin-Oshkosh, and they are on the floor. So now we won't be hearing any rock music or anything. We'll be hearing floor music when you're competing, which is sometimes might be better because other people are competing at the same time. But sometimes people like that kind of music to compete too. So it just depends on your personal preference. And actually, some of the floor music sometimes is like rock music or whatnot. And it's really, really kind of neat to see the choreography for those routines that are to that kind of music instead of maybe your classical music that you've heard more in the past or whatnot. So All right. So rotation number 2. So Megan Bingham, again, is going to start off on bars for the Falcons. She started off on the vault as well and did a nice job in that opening roll that she has. Balance beam for Central Michigan, Elizabeth Cesarone is going to go. And then for Wisconsin-Oshkosh, we have Aaliyah Vordovich. So let's see. Again, you're looking for that 10-0 start value on these 3 events. It's a little bit easier to get than it is on vault. Beam has already started. So here's Elizabeth. Front somersault to a back somersault. Ooh. A little bit of a balance check there. Kind of a bend at the hips. That will be a deduction. But I liked her series. Very interesting. Going forward and then going backwards. It's kind of cool. Switch leg lead to a straddle quarter. Very nice. Nice leap connection there. Getting ready for a dismount. Round off, back 1.5. Nice stuck landing for her on that. Over on bars, we're getting ready for the dismount for Megan. Layout flyway. Ooh. Just piked it down a little bit. And when you pike down like that, sometimes you get your feet out underneath you, and then, of course, you fall back a little bit, which is what she did. But for the most part, beautiful layout, double flyaway. All right, here we are on floor with Aaliyah. And you'll notice the mats that are on the floor. Stated earlier that in order to save ankles and knees, sometimes you need to have a little bit more of a softer landing. And so those mats are allowed to be on the floor while the girls compete. And you'll notice there's tape on the mats so that they kind of know where they can go, because you know if you step over that white line, then you are out of bounds. And that is an additional deduction on your floor routine, and you don't want to give anything away that you can help, and that would be one thing. So they do put tape on the mats for you. Finishing up probably with her next tumbling pass. Round off double back. Just a little short on that, obviously fell forward. It's very hard to end on that. That was her last tumbling pass, and she tried to do a double back and just, I think, a little bit maybe ran out of gas. It's tiresome over there as you're dancing and tumbling and moving, and it gets hard sometimes. So, on balance beam for Elizabeth, she went 9.725. A nice solid start for her. She had that one balance error out of her acro series. So, nice start for Central on beam. Nice acro series. That front somersault step out to a back tuck. Very nice. There's that full turn. Every routine must have one. A little bit of a balance check on that. Switch leg leap to a sheep jump. Believe it or not, that sheep jump is like a level E in terms of difficulty. It's very hard to do. You don't see it very often. And her dismount, back 1.5. A little hot forward. For the most part, a very nice beam routine. Megan went with a 9.65 on bars for the Falcons to start us off. And Kiera Thornton is up next. Up a little crooked on the handstand, didn't follow through all the way on that. A little pause as she did her move to next to the high bar. Now her giants. Pulling back out. Again, a little bit of a hard landing there. It's like her knees or her legs might have been a little tired. She almost sat down but did not. Just put a step back, so that's good. Saved a fall. All right, Emily is waiting. Emily Buffington for Wisconsin-Oshkosh to go, but the judges are having a little bit of a conference, so she's having to wait. Starting to pace now, kind of move back and forth. I know the judges don't mean to do that. I know it's hard because you see things that the other judge does not see, and your score is different than that. And I appreciate the fact that they like to get together and talk, but when they do that, it delays the process. And I feel so bad for the girls having to wait until they compete. because once you know you're going, you're ready. And then they say, nope, sorry, stop. Or just play a little havoc on your mind and whatnot, and you kind of get more nervous because you have to wait. So it's kind of a disadvantage, but I know, like I said, it's for the better of the gymnast prior to, but makes it hard. Wow, Karina Landkamer from Central, 9.80 on beam. Nice, strong score there. Back handspring, back layout, acro series for Amber Mueller from Central. Every routine must have an acro series, which is kind of like a tumbling series. So typically you see a back handspring, back handspring, layout, something like that. She just did her leap combination, which you also have to have. Connected it, no problem. Kira Thornton went with a 9.625. She did have a couple of small errors in that bar routine, so I can see where that score came from. Some leg bent off her handstand and that kind of thing caused her a problem. Dismount, a gainer 1.5 off the end. Oh, Love just fell off on the bars on her release move. On her reverse hecht, unfortunately, so she's going to pick up where she left off. And again, unfortunately, she will not get that connection and that bonus, or her team will not be able to start from a 10.0 most likely. There she goes, she's going to finish. Nice handstand. And then getting ready for her dismount. Nice layout double back, did not need to pike down very much at all, so it's a very good dismount for her. Aaliyah on floor with Wisconsin-Oshkosh went with a 9.125. And still waiting. From her on floor, she's probably thinking, finally I get to go. Here comes her leap combination. Very nice. On floor, you have to have a leap series of some sort where at least 2 leaps are connected together like that, or jumps, that kind of thing. So on the floor, the judges look for a couple different things. Difficulty in their tumbling and in their dance, your presentation, how well are you selling your performance, and then also the landings on the tumbling passes as well. Here she goes for a front layout step out to a Rudy, which is a front 1.5. Very nice. Each routine on floor also has to have a tumbling pass that has 2 saltos in it, and so therefore she met that requirement too with that. Unfortunately, Love went with an 8.90. So that fall did cause a little bit of a problem for her. All right, back over on bars. We have Catherine up here on, very nice, finished her bar routine. definitely behind on the floor, as you can tell. We only finished with our second competitor, and we just finished our fourth on bars, and getting ready for our fourth on beam. So floor will be delayed a little bit. Just a little hop on that landing for that beam routine, but other than that, her acro series was very good. No balance checks. Maybe a little one on that full turn, but for the most part, that was very good. And it looks as though on the balance beam, there's a little bit of a discussion that's going to have to take place. Something's not right. If they're disagreeing maybe on start value. Again, it's all kind of interpretation sometimes. Was that a 180-degree split? Did she dip the shoulder on that? Did she really take a step on that landing? So those kinds of things that some judges see and some don't. All right, up on bars next we have Isabella, one of the strongest competitors on bars for the Falcons. At Western last week, she went the 9.925. So awesome score last week for her. Let's see if she can capitalize on that or maybe even do better. Keeping her feet together. Beautiful. Scoop to low bar, high. That handstand, just a little short on that handstand. Lay out, up, just a little step back on the dismount. You might think it's simple to stick the landing on a dismount, but your rotation and where your upper body is definitely dictates maybe how you either stick or don't stick. So unfortunately, it'll be a little bit of a deduction. There it is. She's ready to start. Getting ready for her opening tumbling pass. Front tumbling. All right. That takes care of her double salto and a pass, but she had to have one of the requirements. That was well done. Presentation is great. Look at that smile on her face. She's really selling it to the crowd, really enjoying repeating that routine. Okay, so Isabella on bars went with a 9.75 for the Falcons. So just a couple errors in that routine. She looks down, so she knows that she's not going to go out of bounds on that. You want as much space as possible, so she puts her feet back, makes sure she does not go out of bounds. And her last tumbling pass, double back tuck. A little bit of a bounce out of that. It was hard to stick when you're on the mat sometimes. All in all, nice floor routine. All right, up on balance beam next, we have Adriana for Central Michigan. She's getting herself ready, getting some chalk on her feet. Head coach sometimes having them wet and then putting chalk on it helps them as well. So. All right. So Jay on floor went with a 9.65. Okay. And Luciana went with that nice gainer back flip. Nice landing for her beam routine. All right. Mia over on floor. Punch front to a back 2.5 twist. Blind landing on that. Nice job. Floor is where you are allowed to have your personality shine through, so that your music is based on your personality sometimes. And of course, then all the dance moves and whatnot. I love when the teammates do your little arm movements. It means they're being supportive. They like that part of the routine. That's how they encourage their teammates. Second pass. Punch to a Rudy right into a split leap. Nice jump combination there. Nice floor routine overall. Very good. That 2.5 twist gets difficult landing because you can't see the floor. Unfortunately for the Falcons, they're going to have to count a fall on bars. They're going to have to count the 8.90 from Love and throw out the 8.75 that Elise scored on her bar routine. So not the best bar roundup for the Falcons today. They can do much better, and I'm sure they know that. So they'll hit that in practice this week before they get ready for their next meet, which is next Saturday. I'm sorry, Sunday, Senior Day. All right, just finishing up their exhibitionist. Side somersault on beam. Switch lately. Split half. Getting ready for a dismount. There's the roundoff. Back 1.5. Beautiful dismount. Nice amplitude on that. Legs together throughout the entire full. Or 1.5. Very good. Should be a good score. As I stated earlier, we're a little bit behind on floor. We had some problems, some technicality or differences or issues over there. Couldn't get the word out. Technical difficulties. There we go. So this is Brianna. Getting ready for her first tumbling pass. Almost out of bounds, but did not go. So front layout to a front full. That takes care of her double salto requirement. Her leap series. Some of her personality coming out in her dance moves. Getting ready for her last tumbling pass. On a back handspring, double tuck. Again, very hard to do at the end of your routine. You're a little tired, so it makes it somewhat difficult. Oh, I like the ending. Different. Very good. to anchor the floor rotation. Let's see what she does. Already selling to the crowd. Round up, double back pike. Interesting with no back handspring in the middle there, but well done. A leap series. Definitely think this routine fits her personality based on what I'm seeing so far. A lot of fun routine. Punch front layout to a Rudy. Nice combination of a tumbling pass there. And nice ending. Nice dance moves, nice leap series, very good. Should be a good score for her. We do have one exhibition performance on floor for Wisconsin-Oshkosh. Taylor Lehman. And then we'll move on to the next rotation. Looks as though she has a mat in the middle of the floor. Must be where she lands her tumbling pass. And then obviously needs the mat at the end there. I like the back of the leotards, how they have the initials of their school, the U, the W, and then the O. Very sparkly, like I said before. The leotard design on all the leotards are quite impressive. And hopefully Taylor doesn't have to wait that long for her performance. Judges are ready. Nice score for Rihanna. She went with a 9.775. All right, she's getting ready for her opening tumbling pass. Nice combination of Rudy, punch front to a back layout step out. Leap series. You can see a little bit more toe point on those leaps and jumps. Now she's getting ready for her last tumbling pass. Her teammates are right there in the corner screaming at her to give her some encouragement. And here she goes. Round up double pike, very nice. Like I said, very hard to end on that. Most people open up with their double tucks or layouts at the beginning. Very nice. Should be a nice score. Even though she was exhibition, that will help her grow for the next time that she's got to compete. So we're getting ready for round number 3. BGSU will move to the beam. Central will move to the floor. And University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh will head to the vault. As you can see by the scores, Central Michigan does have a nice lead, 97.775. BGSU 96.5, and then the Titans of Wisconsin-Oshkosh at a 95.925. So moving on to the next events. So right now they're throwing T-shirts out to the crowd. That's always exciting. It's nice when you can come to an event and they recognize the crowd by throwing T-shirts and whatnot. Now they'll start getting ready for their touch. Seems like forever ago since they have warmed up on these events. That's why the touch warm-up is so important. You've got to get yourself loose and ready for that particular event. And a touch warm-up is just that, a touch warm-up, where you just get up on there on the beam, or you do 1 or 2 tumbling passes. Vault, you might do a run by or one of your vaults, but you just kind of want to get yourself loose and ready for that particular event. You don't want to do too much to get yourself tired, but you want to get yourself ready for that particular event. All right, their touch has begun. They have 4 minutes to take care of that touch warm-up. All right, I believe we're already at the halfway point. We've already competed on 2 events, and now we've got 2 left. Once meets get started, sometimes they just have a mind of their own, and they just kind of go. Before you know it, the meet's over. Nice when you only have 3 events going. The judges can take a break on that off event, so there's nobody over there on bars right now. And so they're taking a break, maybe talking about the routines prior to see what they did, what they could do better, that kind of thing. So each set of judges gets an event off or a rotation off. And believe it or not, they probably are talking about the things they saw and things that they either missed or they could do better or whatnot. About 2 minutes left in the touch warm-up. funny how they sometimes say it takes a village. Same thing like within gymnastics. Somebody's always moving mats, holding onto a mat so it doesn't move when you land, pulling the vault board, changing your setting on the bars. If you're not competing, you're just as important as the ones that are competing, because you need to help them get ready, and that might be holding a mat or having them make eye contact with you. Sometimes you need a focal point, and it's nice to have a teammate that you can count on that will look at you and give you that look like you got this. All right, we've got about 1 minute left in their touch, and then we'll get started with the third rotation. Like I said, Central will be on floor, Wisconsin-Oshkosh will be on vault, and our Falcons will be on the balance beam. Carrie will call over her beam competitors, talk to them for a moment as just the beam competitors, tell them what she would like for them to do, remind them that they're capable of doing it, just giving her a little bit of a pep talk to all of her beam competitors. And then the girls will give a high five and a cheer. As you can see on floor, they're getting ready for their routines by moving the mats and putting the tape on for their teammates. All right, up on floor, we have Quinn from Central Michigan. For us on beam, Emily. And for Wisconsin-Oshkosh, we have Amaya. She'll lead us off. Very nice opening front tumbling pass. Again, there you go. See her teammates doing her dance moves. Working her way into that corner over there for her next tumbling pass. And a back handspring, double tuck, nice landing. Some think it's hard to dance off of the mat sometimes when they need to use that mat. But she did a nice job of getting herself nice dance moves. Nice opening routine for her. huddle is getting ready. Now, that was the same vault that her teammate just did. Lyuchenko full in the tuck position, only worth a 9.9. The amplitude off of that vault was phenomenal. She was so far off that table. Nice landing. It was a very good vault. On floor, Quinn earned a 9.75 in the start-off position for Central. And here we go with Elizabeth. Nice front tumbling, front layout to a front full. On balance beam for Emily, a 9.825. Nice start-off score for the Falcons on beam. Let's see if everybody can follow behind. And there we go with some dance moves on floor, and her teammates are loving it. They're doing it right along with her. Ready for her last tumbling pass, working her way into the corner there. On a back handspring double tuck. Stuck that landing on that back double tuck. Nice jump series. Very nice routine, especially the stuck landing on her last tumbling pass. Very good. Serena over on beam. There's the full turn. Nicely done. She's going to go ahead and get ready for her dismount, which is a gainer full upper side of the beam. Nice stuck landing on that gainer full. Very nice routine. On vault. You don't see that vault very often. We call it a handspring front. Again, it was nicely done. Again, we don't see fronts like that much anymore. Everybody's doing the round off entry onto the vault. Getting ready for the Falcons on beam is Love Akpan. She is a freshman. She is on the beam. Yes. Up on floor, we have Elizabeth Cesarone from Central. Just waiting for the judge's signal. Looks as though her teammate's start value was a 10.0, therefore her score is a 9.85. Very good floor routine. All right, Elizabeth's ready to go. First tumbling pass. Front full to a front layout. Looks as though she's going to have 3 tumbling passes in her routine. Double back pike, beautiful. Nice form in the air, knees together. Leap series. Working her way back into the corner. Like I said, I think she's going to have 3 tumbling passes, which is very typical, but sometimes you only have to have 2, as long as you meet the requirements set forth. Another double back, tuck, beautiful. given, whether it was her connection or a bonus or something. Her start value is not a 10.0, so I'm sure that Carrie will inquire about that once she sees that score. On floor for Central, Elizabeth went with a 9.875. Very strong score on floor. All right, Love is getting ready for her acro series, a back handspring, back layout. Very nice. On vault, Rihanna went with a 9.75. Dismount, back 1.5. Nice stuck landing on that. Nice score for her. Back handspring. Wow, double back tuck. Very nice ending. Aerial cartwheel. It's making a comeback. Aerial cartwheels used to be obsolete. The past couple of years, they brought them back. Nice jump combination. Now all she has is her dismount. Round off. Back 1.5. Hop, a little bit of a hop landing on that, but B routine was very nicely done. All right, so Luciana over here on floor. Beautiful connection there. Ashley went with a 9.90, so 2 9.9s in a row for Central. Beautiful leap jump combination. Looks like she's wearing floor shoes. It's like you have beam shoes, there are floor shoes. You don't see that very often. And very nice dance moves from Luciana. That should be a very good score. Very clean. Nice landings on her tumbling. Did a nice job. Looks like we have an exhibition on floor. We have Jenna. Catherine had a little bit of a balance error on that back handspring layout. Beautiful split leaps. Front somersault to a combination leap. Again, taking a deep breath, telling herself to calm down, and here we go. Gainer full at the end of the beam, very difficult as opposed to the side of the beam. Patient. All right, we have our exhibition on floor. Jenna from Central. That's very close to the end of that line, but did not step over, so that should not be a deduction. Nice opening pass, a front step out to a double back. Luciana went with a 9.925 on floor. So Central Michigan's floor score is very, very good. Started off strong and went up from there. Her closing tumbling pass, double back pike. Will stumble backwards, but did not step out of bounds. That's good. Very nice ending. Looks as though we have one All right, so we did finish rotation number 3, and Central was able to extend their lead a little bit more. Their floor routines were very good, and they ended with a 9.925. Had a couple 9.9s in there. So that was definitely a little bit harder. But right now, then BGSU is in second right now at a 144.925. And then, of course, Wisconsin-Oshkosh, 144.350. All right. So Central will move to the vault. University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh will move to the bars. And then our Falcons will finish up on the floor exercise. And speaking with Carrie before the meet, a little bit, floor seems to be their nemesis, where they start off strong on everything else, and then for some reason the floor, they lose their focus or something along those lines, and their scores do not reflect what they are capable of. So I know that she's hoping to put together a good floor set for today's meet. Unfortunately, BGSU hasn't been able to put 4 events together at the same time. Last week they had some great beam and bar scores, and then their floor routines let them down a little bit. Today, bars was not what they wanted it to be, and maybe even a little bit on beam over there. So they haven't been able to put 4 events together at one time to get that great team score. So they have to work on that a little bit. Just about ready to start our last touch warm-up before the last event. In making reference to inquiries, so what happens if one of your gymnasts gets a score that you think is too low, and they maybe didn't give them something, or you don't think they gave them something in terms of a connection or whatnot? So you have the right as the head coach to inquire, and so you fill out a certain form that has the routine listed and the bonus and the elements that you think that they have in that routine, and then they give it to the meet referee. So you might have seen a judge kind of walking around observing and whatnot, and she will give that score to, or that piece of paper to the head judge on that event, and then they will converse and talk about it. And sometimes your score changes. Sometimes the meet referee either A, saw that or disagrees with what you did, and they can go ahead and change that score, not by a lot, but maybe by a tenth and a half, and whatnot. But they never lower the score. They will always either keep it the same or they will raise it. So sometimes that does happen. And I'm sure Carrie I saw her walking over to the beam, so I'm sure she was doing that for 1 or 2 of her competitors, not thinking the scores were a reflection of their actual routine. To be honest, I'm not sure if I've ever known of a inquiry on vault. It's a little bit different on vault because there's no connection, there's no acro-series, things like that. It's just like in one fell swoop, and it happens so fast that I'm not sure how the judges can see everything all the time. But they do. So. So BGSU is home again next week, next Sunday, beginning at 2 o'clock again. It's senior day, so that's always exciting. And we have 4 teams competing next week. We have ourselves, West Virginia, I believe Eastern Michigan, and then I think a university called Fish University, which I have never heard of before. So I had to do a little research on that before next Sunday. And again, that is senior day, which is really kind of cool. If you can make it 4 years in gymnastics, that's pretty impressive, because your body takes a beating, and oftentimes you have an injury and you might come back from that, but your body's never the same. So therefore you have to will it back. So there are athletes who don't make it all 4 years. So when you have senior day and those girls have been there for all 4 years and have done a great job, it's quite an accomplishment, which is awesome. We just saw a repeat of a vault from Wisconsin-Oshkosh that you don't see non-round-off entry vaults very much anymore. Everybody basically does the Yurchenko full or full and a half or whatnot. Very rarely do you see a handspring on or not a round-off entrance to the vault. Central did a really nice job on floor. Very clean routines, not a lot of stumbling. Execution was very good. We just saw some dismounts from BGSU on beam. Like I said, that's a blind landing, and sometimes it's harder to land. I mean, you can't see where the floor is versus having your eyes focused down on the mat or whatnot. And a gainer off the beam at the end of the beam is a lot harder than a gainer off the side of the beam. So I like to see that dismount too, whatnot. So if you think a tri-meet's chaotic, wait till you see a quad, which is going to be next Sunday, like I said, for senior day. Eastern Michigan, West Virginia, and Fisk come to town. That should be exciting. Well, that concludes our touch warm-up, so we are ready for a last event. BGSU will be on floor, Central Michigan is on vault, and Wisconsin-Oshkosh will start over, or will finish over there on the bars. The beam judges, they're all finished. They can just sit back and watch and enjoy. But they are done for the day. All right, ready over there on bars for Rihanna. She is up first, and there she goes. Lead off. Nice handstand pirouette into a reverse hecht. Nice. All the way up to that handstand. Not quite on the shoot over. Legs were a little bit apart. Not a huge deduction. Getting a little shy on that handstand. The judges want to see those handstands all the way at 90-degree angle. Very nice pulling back out. Double flyway. Very nice. Start off on bars. On floor, we have Megan. Very nice. Vaulter, we have Jenna. Nice Yurchenko full. Just a little bit of a step on the landing there. Very nice. Did not pike down at all. All right, Megan's first tumbling pass. Very nice. Punch front to punch front full. Very clean. Here comes her leap series. Very nice. They don't want to see any stumbling out of the leap series either. So whether it's tumbling or jumping, leaping, strong landings. Ready for her next tumbling pass. Front 1.5. Rudy to a split jump. Nice combination there. Very nice. Obviously a front tumbler versus a back tumbler, and that's okay. Rihanna on bars set him off with a 9.75. Here comes Lauren. Bannister will be up next on floor. And Jenna went with a 9.825 on vault, and Hallie was just as good. A little roll in the landing, dropped her shoulders a little bit, caused her to take a little bit of a step forward. Over on bars, nice handstand. Pack salto, very nice. Legs did not come apart. Handstand pirouette. Nice. Right, getting ready for that dismount. Nice. Giant fold to the double back flyaway. That will give her bonus. That will help her with her start value. Very nice form throughout that routine. Megan started off with a 9.75 on floor. Nice start for the Falcons. On floor, we have Lauren. There's that Falcon call sign, letting her know ready to begin. First tumbling pass. Front layout to a punch front full. Very nice. Comes her leap series. A little bit of a stumble on that last jump. Here she goes for her last tumbling pass. Yeah, interesting. She did not step out of bounds. The judge rescinded. She was going to raise her hand that she did, but she did not. Right there in the corner of that mat. That was definitely very close, but I'm glad the judge said no because she really did not step out of bounds. But live, sometimes you can't see that. Luciana went with 9.85 on her Yurchenko full, and here comes Samantha. One thing that's very impressive about Central is their form. Their legs are straight, they're full twist. Their bodies are straight, but not piking down. They're just taking very little hops on those endings, or landings, I should say. And again, the start value for that vault's a 9.95, so that's the highest that they can get on that particular vault. They would have to add another half twist in order to get a 10.0 start value. All right, we're over there on the bars with Anna from Wisconsin-Oshkosh. Lydia went with a 9.65 on her bar routine. Very nice. Nice toe to hand. Toe to release move. Shoot over. Just a little shy of that handstand. Giant full. There's that double back flyaway. Very nice. Unfortunately, her legs came apart a little bit on that giant full to handstand, and her toes weren't as pointed as they probably should have been, but it was definitely a nice combination into a nice landing. Very good. Over on floor, punch front full to front full. And this is Elise. Samantha on vault one with a 9.825. Very strong score for her. Switch leg leap, switch quarter, jump straddle full. Ready for her second tumbling pass, tuck. Beautiful, stuck, double back, tuck, double back. Nice job. Ended a little bit before the music would allow her, so she had to slow that down a little bit. This vault from Abba from Central Michigan, the front handspring pike half, is worth a 10.0, and she ended up scoring a 9.85, I do believe. Very good score for her. Obviously a hard vault if they give it that 10.0 start value. And I think Elizabeth over here on vault is up next. Elizabeth's Yurchenko full was very good. Just an upper little hop on the landing. Beautiful form in the air. Great distance from the horse. Different dismount for Emily on the bars with that. She didn't do like a double back flyaway. She went ahead and did a front kind of ending dismount for her bar team. All right. Elise went with a 9.70 on her 418. We're ready for Love. And here she goes. Double back pike. Beautiful ending. Get off that mat. They'll pull it off. Two double back passes on her team. One pike, one top. It's unfortunate because a double back does not count as a double salto pass. You have to do two different types of saltos, and a double back does not count, which we used to argue all the time. We're doing two somersaults, but the judges said, no, you gotta have a tumbling pass that has two different saltos in it. And for her third pass, punch front full. Very nice combination there. Nice ending. Fit the music perfectly. All right, over on bars, we have Kaylee. She's finishing up her bar routine. Full twisting double back flyaway. Very nice bar routine. Jaeger combination was very good. Looks as though Central has finished on vault. So finishing with a team score of 196.425. Very impressive for the Chippewas. Nice sense of relief when you're all finished. You can take a deep breath and just now enjoy and watch other people compete, knowing that you had a good meet and your meet is over. Nice score for Love on floor, 9.825. Kira Thornton's up next, waiting for the judges' signal. Kira, here we go. Here's our first tumbling pass, punch front. Back handspring to a double tuck. Nice jump combination here. Seems to enjoy herself when she's out there. Smiling. Ready for her last tumbling pass. Pike double back. Just did not have enough rotation on that, and therefore had to fall forward. Sure, very disappointing, unfortunately, because everything else up to that point was very good. Beautiful layout double or flyway on bars. Just a little step on the landing there. All right, up on bars, we have an exhibition by Amaya McConkey. Just waiting for the score for Sam. Amaya's ready to go. 9.70 for Sam on bars. Free hip to handstand. Shoot over. Right to handstand, but unfortunately her length came apart a little bit at the top there. Way short on that handstand to her dismount, but a giant full. She was supposed to do a double back flyway in order to get that bonus, but she was a little off on that giant full, and so therefore she played it safe, which is probably very smart. Just did a flyaway, and then she'll get back up there and do her dismount series again to get that bonus. Back up. She'll do it again. Handstand. There's double flyway. I didn't know if she was going to do it again or not. She was off on that giant full. She wasn't quite square on when she was going to go for that double flyway, so she was a little off, but she pulled it out. All right, for our last competitor on the floor, Catherine Wellbacher. She's going to finish him up. First tumbling pass, punch front, front up back handspring, double back tuck, beautiful landing. No problems on that first pass. She's very light on her feet. You don't hear her as she's tumbling or doing any of those dance moves. Nice jumps. The judges are definitely looking for 180 split. And those would definitely fit that requirement. Last tumbling pass. Double back pike. Beautiful ending. Very nice floor routine. Especially ending when the music ends. I like that. And I think we have one exhibition on floor for the Falcons. Looks like Bailey Lawrence is going to show us what she has out there. Looks like Wisconsin-Oshkosh finished with a 192.925 for today's competition. We'll see how that compares to the Falcons once we get Catherine's score. looks like a 9.825 for Catherine. Great score to end the Falcons on floor, their rotation. Looks as though they're going to end up with a 193.725. Score good enough to beat Wisconsin-Oshkosh, but unfortunately the Chippewas came into the Stroh and took the meet with a 196.425. All right, here goes our exhibition. Bailey Lawrence. Get ready for that first tumbling pass. Punch front layout to a Rudy. Front 1.5. Nice stuck landing on that Rudy. Nice leap jump combination. Getting ready for her last tumbling pass as she steps back into the corner. Take a deep breath, and here she goes. On that back handspring, double back tuck. Just a little under-rotated. Like I said, it's hard to do as your last pass. You're pretty tired, and it's a pretty big skill to do at the end. She did a nice job. Catherine won the vault with her 9.85. That's nice to see from the Falcons. Unfortunately, the Falcons didn't have anybody placed in the bars. We all knew that their performance today was not what they wanted it to be, so unfortunately, they're not going to have anybody placed in the top 3. Great. Second place from one of the Falcons. Well deserved. Her team was beautiful. 9.925. Central Michigan takes home the victory, 2 victories. Congratulations to them. And of course, BGSU will see Central Michigan once again at the MAC Championships later in March. Okay. All set. Thank you.